right, let's try square root of 40. So think of all the numbers that go into 40. And you want to find the numbers that are in the perfect square list. These are all the numbers that go into 40. 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 4 times 10, 5 times 8. Which one of them is a perfect square? The only number of those that are in this list here, this perfect square list, here and here, is the number 4. So that means we have to rewrite 40 as 4 times 10. So square root of 4 times square root of 10. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 10 you cannot simplify. So that stays as is, and that's your answer, 2 root 10. Now the next one's tricky, all right? Because 48 has a lot of factors. 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 3 times 16, 4 times 12, and 6 times 8. Lots of factors for 48. Okay, I'm getting these very fast, but you should use a calculator if you need to get all the factors. Now, here's the issue with this one. There is more than one number that's a factor of 48 that is a perfect square also. 4 is a perfect square, 4 times 12, right? But there's also another number in this list that's a perfect square. That's in this list up here. The number 16. Right? 3 times 16 is 48. So when you have multiple options, which one do you use? You use the higher perfect square, which would be 16. So 16 is what we're going to use here, 3 and 16. So square root of 48 is 3 times 16. I should write it as 16 times 3, actually. 16 times 3. Square root of 16 times square root of 3. Square root of 16 we know is 4. Square root of 3 does not simplify, so our answer is 4 root 3. Okay? Let's try another one, 72. This is another one that has a lot of factors. These are the trickiest ones, the ones with a lot of factors. 1 times 72, 2 times 36, 3 times 24, 4 times 18, 6 times 12, and 8 times 9. Tons of factors into 72. So lots of these are perfect squares. 9 is a perfect square. 4 is a perfect square. There's actually another one that's a perfect square. 36 is a perfect square. Right? If you look up in your list, and you should always consult this list up here. We had 4, we had 9, and we had 36. That were all factors of 72 that all appear in this list. So which one do you use when you have multiple perfect square options? You use the highest one. 2 and 36. That's the highest one. So 72 becomes 36 times 2. Square root of 36 times square root of 2. Well, the square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 2 is just square root of 2. And that's it. Okay? That's basically the whole lesson, doing that. What happens like in one like this one, square root of 37, down here? Well, 37 has no perfect square factors. There's nothing that goes into 37. So that's the answer. It's already simplified. You can't simplify it any further. All right. Let's do one more together. 75. I'm just picking randomly. 75 is really just 1 times 75, 5 times 15, and 3 times 25. The only one that's a perfect square in that list is 25. So 25 times 3 is 75. Square root of 25 times square root of 3. Square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 3 is just square root of 3. It does not simplify because it's not a perfect square. And that's it. 5 root 3 is your answer. All right? I want you to finish. Actually, I want you to do this whole slide here for homework. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So numbers 35 to 43. And then numbers 1 to 14. This whole slide here. If you want to finish these ones we skipped up here, you certainly may for extra practice. But this whole slide is your homework. Okay, it's going to be due Friday.